Hello, my last here. Welcome to the video. I just wanted to let you know I do have a Discord and a Twitter if you ever want to interact with me or say hi or have a conversation. And if you ever want to catch these videos live, head over to my Twitch and my Kick and come hang out. I sometimes don't talk. That's unfortunately one of my mini quirks is my inability to formulate thoughts as my brain focuses in on what I'm doing and then I just forget to speak. So I'm always up to hang out and chat with anyone that stops by. So hope you enjoyed the video. Uh, Before I got back fully with my coffee, there was a little blur about the first extraterrestrial life ever found, which is on, I think, one of the moons. On the solar system. It was a bioluminescent plant or something. They call it, I don't know, remember what they call it because it was started with an L. Alright, I have 8 million orders to go through to fix. Then he can take a George Castillo can then take a long break after that. I don't think I can repair this. No, I can't. Can I repair the backpack? That would be funny if I could. No, backpacks are also none of those. I can't repair. Can I repair any of these other things? Also, the first time that I get a proximity warning, I'm going to run up the console and turn it off. Wait, what the? Like, I do plan to finish the construction plan that I had for this ship. And even though I've put so much effort and work in it, I'll probably sell the ship. Because it'll be worth a lot of money. I'll have an dedicated engineering bay, a dedicated... Um... Uh... Uh... A dedicated cargo bay, dedicated engineering bay, dedicated cockpit, dedicated sleeping area. Let's see if the game can handle 16 times. Also, last time, a maintenance worker somehow got outside of the station and then suffocated. Well, because their battery was dead, so they suffocated in their suit and they died. Definitely, it does seem to go faster on 8 times speed than it does in 16, because there's a lot more lag spikes with the simulation. I got 1,000 credits for just reporting the murder. I'm assuming if I did a lot more groundwork, possibly even solving the murder and finding who did it, and I don't know, maybe even arresting the person, then I could probably earn a lot more, but I don't. I simply don't care. I want to go check some. Is there like a power drill? Yes, there is. I'm gonna buy that. I'll keep this other screwdriver as a backup. There we go. That power drill definitely does speed up the repair. I'll probably have to go buy a battery for this, so I can have a battery in the that. So the GOT charger technically will be the thing that sticks around. Actually, I'll probably just keep everything around. Backups, some of the backups are always nice because what if the laser thing in my hand just breaks randomly? I'm wondering how much this drill's getting drained. Well, it's only 10%. Hmm. I did just think about something. I could get a turbo pump to keep this airlock empty over there. You think turbo pump can either pump into a container or just pump into a room? But a normal pump can't do that. I know my guy is exhausted, but he can stay awake until everything is done, and then we're going to sell everything, get everything sorted. We're selling everything I kind of want to sell. I'm probably going to keep the heater, at least one of the heaters. I'm going to keep both the doors. Probably going to go install the turbo pump into the airlock. Actually, I'll just keep the airlock over there. We barely lose any oxygen or gases when we open it. I might consider actually doing it once I actually have the nitrogen. Or just as long as I don't hang out in the airlock for too long, I could just have it going constantly. Yeah, this would have taken a lot longer if I didn't realize about and then think about getting a drill. Field and military edit. Where the fuck did I get that? I don't remember getting that. Interesting. Or just randomly grab out of this and lose like 20 minutes of work. To see if they just declare this is illegal if I take stuff out of this bin. Or has it been just a public bin? Great, I'll just uninstall this wall section since the door just broke randomly on me. Again, let me fix this door up so it never breaks on me again. But that was really awkward. The good thing is there's some clearance so I could break into another room. I don't have to worry about being locked in there. There we go. Order, repair, repair. Is that? Is this? Or that? Untime. The fourth shift ends. The change in atmosphere is unmistakable. Shipworkers stop sparking their hand torches. Long-armed construction waldos drop their grip and drift away from wrecked hulls. 2 clicks out, a cargo hauler cuts its reactor, and the entire rig burns down like a cold ember in the dark. Untime. The closest anyone out here will ever get to a Sabbath. 20 minutes and 58 glorious seconds wielded to the welded to the end of the fourth shift, or shift 4. My brain. Seemingly insignificant stretch of time remaining, like loose change after the rest of the hours divided, and it didn't spent. In the beginning, Untime was merely a quirk of the new celestial calendar, a more even way to divide the year now that humanity uncoupled himself from Earth at its overwrought lunar calendar. But that was a decade. That was. That was decades ago. These days, our time is for rest, for competition, for anything won't, that won't turn a buck for the bosses. The managers who choose not to observe this fine tradition, 2 weeks ago, one of them fell from a later large and hit their ship on the way down. Oh, I want to see something. Is there any more parts I would want to buy? Towing brace? Uh, engineered by Oka to couple all linear airlock docking systems. This quadrilateral buttress is a smart winch system which secures the mass between docked vessels, minimizing the wear and torsion on low G. Docking clamp cannot be disengaged while towing brace is secured. Okay. So that would allow me to tow vessels around. Oh wait, I can save some money. I can buy this broken towing brace and repair it. Because the towing brace is 20 grand on its own. Mm. I think your character's the only one that will work in on time. Oh, the towing brace is not small either. So I'm gonna go hook this up outside. As well, since I have the time. How the fuck does this work? Understand how this works. I'm just gonna put it up now. I go into a big rip. I might attempt to figure out how it works. Maybe it's not allowed to install because there's only one of them. What parts do I need to repair? I wonder if it's just more if it's secured on the dock when you're trying to tow another ship. I wonder if that's what that is. And you have to take it off to undock. That makes me want to add a compartment onto the airlock somehow, although there's not really any space. Or putting the towing brace in. I'll sell all the thrusters and take for now, because I can always find more on other vessels. So it's not like they're limited, their availability. So this is the last thing to do before I go to take a vacation. Actually, it's not the last thing to do. I'm going to just start selling stuff. I think I'm going to keep because doors are annoying to find sometimes, so I'm going to keep the doors. Doors and vents. I'm also gonna move Atmo to probably its own room somewhere. Having a little hallway area in the back. Because, I'm gonna have to move stuff around. The funny thing is, this ship is already massively different from its original purpose and, like, what it used to look like. The only original part of the ship... Actually, no. It's not fully massively, like, turned into something else yet. The original structure of the ship is this. And I've added this entire thing on the back. And the fucking game crash, motherfucker. But I am back and try to force the game to show up here, because it sometimes doesn't like to show up. I was trying to show off the loading screen for lore purposes. There we go. Because I wanted to show off the little... There's a lot of lore that happens during loading. Using small, fast, fixed-wing attack craft and hit-and-run tactics, pirates of Venus are able to force anything less than a heavily guarded ship into unpleasant choice. C, control the ship of the pirates, or B, sunk, forced down into the crushing atmosphere of the Venus' service. So it does look like if you're going to Venus and you're going into the atmosphere, you're going to either have to probably make a deal with the pirates to not get attacked, or you're going to have weaponry systems to try to fight back. I don't know if that's in the game yet. I do know there is a plan to make it where you can add parts to your ship to go down to the surface. But the other thing is you might, if you're a big giant cargo freighter, it probably depends on the size of your ship. Because maybe if there would be too many parts to really add to go into the atmosphere. And maybe you would have to get a second ship. You can have multiple ships. If you know that. It's just docking with them and having them docked is a kind of slight challenge. Is ships docking, because there's only one docking port for you on the main station. For the specific reason of probably... Because I'm assuming the station is bigger than what it looks like in terms of docking ports. Or maybe there's a corporate area where you just cannot access and is not like shown on the screen because why would you ever be allowed to go there? Like you would probably get shot to death by corporate security before you could ever enter or something. For all of these hauling ships and other, oh, a little bit funky wonky how it's depicted. Oh God, I'm not that far back. But I'm right before that door broke, so I can stop that door from breaking. Sometimes the visor gets broken. But also before I got the tow equipment. I'm gonna zoom out and just set it 16 times. Just accept the lag. Repairing. I almost want to skip time to see how much it would repair, but skipping time is just not worth it. For auto repairing things, it seems it just feels like it's just not worth it at all. Open the access hatch to get to the manual airlock. If I can fix all those parts in there. I think it was like 580 for the ship, so I wonder if I repair everything, will it increase the price? I will be selling also a bunch of the stuff on board, so the price might outright decrease. And then my character's taking a long vacation because they need to catch up on sleep. They've been working non-stop for, I think, a full day, going into day to start day 2 of not sleeping. I'm happy I got the drill, and I'm happy I got the laser cutter from Dead Space. I got the plasma cutter. No, it's just a laser cutter. The laser cutter that's a solder, a welder, and also cutter. Allows me to fix everything really fast. And also, the charge doesn't seem to go down on it that fast, which is very interesting. I feel like it should burn through its charge, but I'm not going to complain. We got the untime again. The post shift ends, and the change in the atmosphere is unmistakable. The shipbreakers stop sparking their hand torches. Long arm construction welders drop their grip and drift away from their tolls. 2 clicks out, a cargo hauler cuts its reactor, and the entire rig burns down like a cold amber in the dark. Untime is the closest thing anyone out here will ever get to a Sabbath. 20 minutes and 58 glorious seconds welded to the end of shift 4, a seemingly insignificant stretch of time remaining, like loose change after the hours are divided and counted and spent. In the beginning, untime was merely a quirk of the new celestial calendar, a more even way to divide a year now that humanity's uncoupled itself from Earth with overwrought lunar calendar. But that was decades ago. These days, untime is for rest, for conversation, anything that won't turn a buck for the bosses. As for the managers who choose not to observe this fine tradition, 2 weeks ago, one of them fell from a labor barge, hit every ship on the way down. There is a lot of supernatural things that were in where's my character? Oh, I just couldn't see them in the corner there. This game is no exception. There is a lot of supernatural elements in space. I do remember encountering one so far in and that was in transit. I can't exactly remember what. It was more of like it felt like okay. There might have just been like something breaking on my ship, and I just didn't realize what it was. It sounded like tapping on the hull. I think that was a supernatural event. Because another one is I'm gonna call it the space meat, and I'm not gonna explain what that is until we run into it. It is a supernatural event. And apparently, I've also heard that the supernatural event has been fleshed out. Yeah, there has been apparently more added to it. Uh, the early versions of that stuff were also very lethal and kind of obliterated the shipyard. That's all. It's kind of what happened. And the current the current version is less lethal in that regard, but it also is more lethal to you. I'm gonna go back to work until they come back to this floor because I'm not gonna go chase them down. The ship's almost fixed. Mm. So I was wrong about the floor storage. You actually can't walk on that. So I could do something like this, where I just uninstall all the walls. There shouldn't be a decompression. And we'll just repair everything there. And then re-put the walls back in. Alright, is it going to be smart or is it going to be dumb about how it's going to install these walls? Is it going to try to install walls randomly, or is it going to actually... I actually can't reinstall these walls. Okay. Alright, so I have to get the cart and pick up all these walls. Because it will not allow me to actually put down even the blueprint for the wall on top of them. Oh, but I can build over. Okay. That's interesting. I can't build over. I can't repair over. I can only build over. Except it just proved me wrong. Okay. God damn it. I don't know where the conduit was put, so I'm just gonna put down a build a conduit footprint here. Well, I could just do the double. Yeah, before I forget, I could now
Uninstall that, put it in the reverse. So I'm actually going on ABA. I can use that as air retention, even though that won't pull out all the air that fast. Oh, my brain is like looking at it wrong. Because I keep thinking nitrogen's green and oxygen is blue. That is one thing I kind of want that changed because it is actually messing with me. I keep thinking, why is there so much nitrogen in this room? Where's my oxygen? And so there's oxygen in here. Does this license expire? 8:35. I'm gonna trade in all those cargo pods. $150,000. Let's go. Now the real estate terminal does actually tell me how much my ship's worth, so I don't need to go all the way back to the beginning or go all the way commercial to see. Oh, the price went up. So what's the benefit to getting my own apartment? Isn't that like, can I dock at it? Is that what it's alluding to? Before we run off to go to the black market, I'm going to have my character go from I'm going to. Oh, my body. So I have like near half my mortgage all ready to go. Because the other thing is I could just sell now and start working on my ownership, or... But wait, there's more. I could delay, build out the ship a bit more, add some more rooms, make it more luxurious, get that price really high up there, because the more rooms you have that are actually dedicated to what you're trying to do, the more valuable the ship is. Just adding walls and certain effects to a room can make the ship worth a lot more. So we're gonna miso form. I forgot to buy the food for the creature. I wonder what it is. Whether it be a rat, a cat, a bat, a hamster, a chupacabra. I don't know what the hell's down there. Oh, I get to pick my own pet. God damn it. This is one of those. I like both cats and dogs. Although kitten slightly went out on cuteness for me. I'm going to save. Rats. Rats are bottom barrel. They are not cute unless they are completely domesticated to act like a pet. Otherwise, I'm just fucking freaked the fuck out by them. Mainly it's because I just think of the Black Death, and I'm like, no, I don't want somehow magically I get a virus, disease, or whatever the hell from a fucking rat. Is the first thing my brain jumps to. This is a disease vector, get it the fuck away from me. Beta drag would be cool, the problem is, just pet the cat. Also, cats would be more useful at getting rid of vermin on a ship than a dog would. Ooh, that's pretty expensive. When's the next reset? At 1-1, so not that long. I will part with these parts. Sole fact of no guarantee that the price will increase. So I do know there's an upper limit because like thrusters can be at $6,000 a piece. Intakes can be at like 3. The reactor parts can go for a lot more, but it's one of those I'm not gonna spend time waiting for this stuff to go up. I'm also keeping air vent. My character is not exactly enjoying themselves right now. Now, certain events are triggered by things like this. Viewing this will cause the meat event to start happening. Which I'm going to delay that for now, because the meat event is very difficult to fight off when you're trying to solid ships. They're rejecting the parts. What is the next one? 2:30. I'm not waiting an hour. I probably just traded to the corporate broker. Tells you that there's no uncertain terms that AU has any attempts to gain legal status in Kalig lockdown tighter than the Harbor Master's private booze collection. This is not the Rockfort climbers, But you can always try Calig's embassies in other worlds and buy your way in there. Rumor has it that some entities are willing to enable the forge express entry work visas for certain persons with skills that aid them in the criminal operations. Manner of racing, gambling, larceny, and desired skills. So stealth, intrusions, piloting, street etiquette, and gambling. The visa will state that some legitimate work skill labor program should hold up from a security immigration checkpoint. At least one of these skills enough. Honestly, but I already already have enough legality to get my own work visa anywhere I could want, even on K-Leg. Although K-Leg rejects any immigration on station, I could do a workaround system of going to Venus and then applying for citizenship there. Which I think at that point, they're grudgingly accepting is because they realize that you can just leave. And by having your ability to being a citizen on the station, you at least will stay. And you're most likely has enough money to, you know, contribute to the corporate exploitation of the system. Also, economy, yada yada yada. Ripple framework, a non-airtight, rapidly assembled, providing partial ripple shielding for structure, but little else. Window angled. Interesting, there's not more window. Mm. These cartridges actually sell for a lot. None of the data on the card that will take. Core liner, I'll take the entire pro thing I stole from somebody else. Screwdriver. Air pumps are not that hard to find, so I will just sell it. Same with the air pump turbo, because I only need one, realistically. I want to keep the antenna, actually. And store that in my room. I'm gonna start storing parts I think I'm gonna need for the next ship. Wait, did I only sell one air pump? Yeah, I only sold one air pump. Mm, I generally don't need to move the ships. I don't think I'm gonna get the towing brace like I did last time. But love a fucking N2 alarm. Like, I don't know why it's this hard to find in the store. You know, I should have took that water out of that sink at that ship, but whatever. Also, is there a copy yet? Nope, coffee machine's still empty. Mm. This is vacation time. I want to probably pay a mortgage down by 300,000. Then 18,000, leaving me around 100,000 left. By only 300,000. Amount left was 400,000. No, I could sell the ship right now and be debt-free. But I need to wait, because I'm going to have to squirrel away parts. Inside of my slum apartment. I know I can keep parts there without any issues. There's not much space in here. So it's going to be very difficult to keep that many parts in here. As long as they're not installed, they will not be messed with. There's now time to fast forward time. I'm gonna get up, grab some grub, and repass out. This is legitimately my vacation. Because we're is going to sleep for 3 shifts. Because we are catching up on sleep. So that's 6 hours of docking. So we gotta pay 4 times a day, so about 20 grand a day for docking fees. And that's if we just kept the ship. If we got rid of the ship, Plus our mortgages on top of that. If we got rid of the ship and only had to pay facility fees of just rent, that is 66, a little over 66 an hour a day. That's if we didn't have a ship. And that's not including food. That's 66 an hour shift. That's 12, so it's $240 a day for housing. This is my little slumlord apartment. Where's my food? Holy shit! She got a fucking gun! Elected citizen, permanent resident. Oh, she's a fucking. That literally didn't read her literal job, law enforcement. Because I believe once, because it is an option to start with a hunk of metal. I don't know if you get an airlock. I think you just get an airlock and a hunk of metal. Where the fuck did the antenna go? Oh, I could just literally pick it up in my hand? Okay. Wait, why do I have an... I'm gonna have to sell it anyways. So it took about 3 shifts to sleep off the amount of exhaustion that I had. Do I even know my own door code? Okay, yeah, all the other doors are factions, but mine, so I can reset my pin without consequence. Because I don't know if theft's actually a thing in this game. I'm gonna lock my apartment with actual real parts in there. There's a way to store. That's the other thing I think apartments could be great for is storage of like parts you want to keep. Also, I'm assuming I'm not going to get the facility fee for living in my apartment. I'm gonna have my character use the direction before they leave. We also gotta buy a new license. Should I get a 3-day license? It is technically cheaper than buying 3 24-hour licenses. The problem is of how my loots go, I don't usually stay out for more than more than my license allows. So I'm not staying out repairing things. Like, I'm more of just looting a ship for all the parts of its worth and then leaving. So I do think just a 24-hour license is fine. I'm also going to make one more desperate look peek to see if I can find N2 sensor. Because if I still cannot find an N2 sensor, that's just going to like give me a future references of all I need to just hang on to N2 sensors. N2 sensors are really hard to find. Because I can't even find a damaged one that I can possibly repair. I spoke too soon. I have my own first N2 sensor. Let's go. I can now pump my ship full of nitrogen, making it more comfortable. Because the pressure is pretty small. And for now, this... Yep. I want to buy the Atmos pamphlet. I want to figure out what is the real reason to get nitrogen in the air. Because unlike most games, you actually have to buy the manual to read it. Introduction to safety. This guide offers a range of information on spacecraft and environmental systems for your students.
for the TCE certification exam for engineers and technicians operating in solar repair, maintenance, or environmental. Goals: the primary temperature control system. The TCE system within a space-faring vessels maintain safety, crew and cargo, space, cold, airless, and hostile environment, indifferent to the needs of life forms. Spacefarers are constantly under threat of losing oxygen and being poisoned by carbon dioxide, and merely freezing to death, among a dozen other potential dangers. Safety on such vessels requires constant maintenance with the best of circumstances. Technical functioning systems comfort. Proper knowledge and skill set. The temperature environment control technician, TCE tech, can provide oxygen-rich temperature environment not dissimilar from what's found on planet side. These are manufacturers of a line of spacecraft for use of several industries, from tourism to mining to diplomacy. Many of the industries rely on long-haul work and travel, producing considerable environment within these crafts, or comfortable environment within these crafts, with between a successful and unsuccessful journey. Structure. The structure of the environment in microgravity can be broadly divided into two categories: temperature and pressure mixture. The measure of hot and cold is given the environment comes, though the dynamics of the environment as heat transfer through the ship. Latter, the quantity and composition of the gases, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, within the cabin, network of cabins of the vessel. The dynamics of those gases transfer throughout the ship. In short, the TCE tech is responsible for keeping the ship warm and habitable outside the pressure suit and fill with breathable air. I don't think I'll read the entire safety manual. Ah, screw it, I'll read it. Bear in mind, that in both cases, technician dealing with dynamic gas systems, that means that rather than remaining still, the environment is constantly expanding to fill the cabin. Such a cabin is not available. The environment will rush out through an exposed airway, be it a door, gap in the ship's hull, or even through a crack in the wall. Therefore, your responsibility to TCE tech includes not only producing a safe environment, but also holding that environment within the ship's structure. Temperature and control, safety, temperature and contents of safe environmental mixtures. A well-designed TCE system should hold oxygen levels in the pressure gap above 20 kilopascals, while the possible to survive an O2 range below 20, working in low pressure environments, can quickly result in fatigue issues in memory, decision making, loss of consciousness, and even death. Additionally, while O2 levels are above considered safe to breathe, they are presented a significant flammability risk. For those reasons, O2 level between 20 and 23 are considered ideal. If a ship's dips below 16, technicians or crew should immediately seek safety within pressured cabins. Humans working in oxygen compartments below 16 will begin to experience symptoms of hypoxia, which are dangerous and even eventually fatal. Finally, it cannot be overstated that oxygen pressures approaching 0 Pascal are uninhabitable. Occupating such an environment outside of pressure should lead to immediate asphyxiation. Nitrogen and carbon dioxide compositions only slightly less vital than oxygen components within the environment. Systems environmental mixtures exceeding 1 kPa CO2 can lead to carbon dioxide poisoning, and CO2 mixtures approaching
0 are considered ideal. Nitrogen environments are not poisonous to humans, nor are they vital to creating a breathable atmosphere. That said, Spacefare's condition to planet-side atmosphere are best suited to environments with nitrogen levels between 40 and 70 kPa. High nitrogen content has the danger of displacing oxygen. If nitrogen contents in the cabin are above 180, then the oxygen levels may fall. If a TC E-Tech discovers unexplained decreases in oxygen pressure, it could be due to high nitrogen contents. We're gonna skip. No, if I'm reading the entire damn manual, I'm gonna read everything. Pressure suits. A pressure suit is an insulated, fully sealed garment that protects the wearer from external environment. As a TC tech, it's best to think about a pressure suit as a microclimate, quickly sealed in the environment. All the same position, properties of a sealed cabin, only enclosed within a smaller space. That way, a TC tech should seek achieve the same space-worthy mixture and temperature. The pressure suits, they were built outside this one. O2 levels should remain 20 to 23, yada yada yada. CO2 should remain below 1 and safe to breathe, but really concerned any non-O2 gases are considered undesirable for a pressure suit. Well, okay, that's interesting. So you could make an oxygen room that is just to put more oxygen into a pressure suit to keep breathing. Although the problem is you more run into CO2 than oxygen pressure being the issue. The goal of maintaining an environment within a pressure suit are similar to the goal of maintaining one outside a pressure suit. The risk is much higher because the space is smaller. CO2 builds up faster. O2 is quickly consumed by the occupant. Working within a pressure suit, TCE Tech should maintain a clear path to a space for the cabin, which they can remove the helmet and replenish the microclimate and reclaim warm, breathable air before returning to work. Hypoxia. Hypoxia is the medical condition caused by a lack of oxygen flowing tissues within the body. It is a unfortunately common and very dangerous condition, that which begins to develop when working in low oxygen environments. The symptoms of hypoxia are extremely subtle, often slow onset. Thus, a TC tech should constantly be vigilant to recognize them when they appear. The most common symptom of hypoxia is numbness, discoloration with the extremities, nausea, stomach bloating, bubbling of saliva, dizziness, headache, trouble sleeping. If the TCE crew begins experiencing any of these symptoms, they should ensure that their environment meets all above standards of space safety and commit to the period of rest in a high oxygen environment. How many more pages is this fucking manual is there? I am not okay, I read the first bit. I'm not reading the entire thing. I'm gonna skim the rest of this. Uh, Oh, I would need a signal box if I wanted multi-alarm systems. If I had a very big vessel. So nitrogen is legitimately just for making the atmosphere comfortable. And that is it. It also probably helps with sleep. Bolt the torch. I used 13% of charge. I used almost all of the charge into the drill. I'm just gonna keep the food water good for now. I'm gonna be safe and buy one more oxygen canister. And just stash it with a pressure suit. I thought there was a marijuana cigarette. Mm. Oh, it was the unicorn. The sister strain to lead brand of marijuana off-world due to history, quality, and affordability. Pure Inca strain bred from adverse condition, chasing the dream. Burnable, lightable, flexible, handleable, drug cannabis. Oh yeah, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, the other oxygen. The other oxygen canister, bro. Oh, it's in my pocket. I'll just throw it out and go ahead and sell it. And that other N2 canister. And since I have filled up the ship with nitrogen, I should probably buy more. Ignore. I will not care until I'm going over there to buy my ship. I'm assuming the question mark is I'm high. But before I take out again, I'm going to make a little cut for YouTube here. Goodbye, YouTube. This was the maintenance episode of me repairing a bunch of things, selling a bunch of things, paying off a bunch of my debt. Thank you for stopping by and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a subscription, leave a comment, a like. Maybe head over to my Twitch and Kick and follow me there and say hi. I hope you have a great, wonderful rest of your day.
The night is young, but it feels so old. A story written, yet never told. The mask is heavy.